Okay, I'm here with Mike and Peggy again, and yeah, just thought I might pick up from where we left off yesterday. We're still at the Mumawee, but in a slightly different location of the camping ground. And yeah, just thought I might talk to Mike and Peggy a bit more about Uncle Carno, and in particular some of the stories they have, which we didn't get on camera yesterday, that were pretty interesting. So one of those stories was about how Uncle Carno taught kids when he had a group of kids to teach.
Well, he always liked to talk to young people, and we were there one time. He was yarning to the kids, telling them a story, and then all of a sudden he started talking absolute cobblywoff, just nonsense. And I think both of us wondered what was going on. And then he started back where he'd finished his story. And when it was over, we asked him, what was that all about? He says, well, you're standing in the wrong place. You're behind the children. You were watching me. He says, you come stand behind me and watch the children next time. So we did. We were there, and he's talking to the kids, and the kids are paying attention, and then pretty soon they start drifting off. They're thinking about other things, and they're looking around. And he starts talking nonsense. And then a couple of the kids woke up and started paying attention again. He picked up the story right there. So he says, you know, they hear but they don't listen. And so he was only telling them the important things when they were listening. And so at different times he would tell the stories different ways. And we said, this is interesting. Why do you do that? He says, the truth is always there. I tell the story to the audience, to the people that are listening, because they listen different ways. So I'm reading them and responding to what they're hearing.
He was very good at that.
And that was the difference. That's why he said the written story isn't so good, because they can only interpret it with their knowledge. But when we keep the oral stories alive, the verbal stories, then we can keep the message going true. So, yeah.
I think that comes back to like the many faces of Carno. Carno, especially his eyes were so, they could be so intense. I mean, Carno could be really scary. I mean, there were some people, I mean, if Carno gave you that look, I mean, he looked scary. And then at the same time, he would go very serious, and you knew it was serious and not scary. And then again, his eyes would just crinkle up, and he had the most infectious laugh that you could imagine. And you could really tell a little bit of where Carno was going from the expressions on his face, because he was so expressive. And when he was serious, he was very serious. And when he was funny, he was hilarious. So, and you could tell it through his eyes. And I think even the photographs you see of Carno, you can see what almost he was thinking about at that time. You know, how serious was, you know, what was the story he was trying to tell? Because he told the stories not over with his words in his mouth. He told the stories with his eyes.
Well, for many of us, it's the body language that we use. And he was a master at using body language to go with his stories. We see that a lot today on documentaries and things. It's just talking heads. And so they don't get the gestures. They don't see the body language. So it's an interesting way we present stories today. Yep. What other things were you thinking of with Carno?
Well, we've got 2 minutes left, so maybe that's enough. What do you guys reckon?
No problem.
Okay.
I think it's just I don't know if everyone who knew Carno got to see all sides of him. And I think one of the fortunate things, because we worked with him with kids, we worked with him with adults, we worked in serious situations, we worked in funny situations, and he had so many sides, and each one was different, and each one was special, and you know, not everyone got to experience all that, and I guess we were just really fortunate to be able to work and, you know, practically live together in some situations, and be able to see all the universal sides that he was always talking about. You know, we do live in parallel universes sometimes, and we were always walking two different roads
Walking in
together.
different worlds.
Yes.